Welcome. I'm Sylvia Richardson and I'm the host of Latin Ways. I'm very privileged to be joined by
Kawahawaneh.
Kawahawaneh. He is a member of the Haudenosaunee clan and I'm privileged to have you with us. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Could we start with a greeting in your language?
Skano. Sadakaletego. Kawahawaneh. The young guys. Swigan the one again. Tano ne oniata. My name is Big Wind. That's Kawahawaneh, and I'm of the Turtle clan of the Cayuga Nation, the people of the Cayuga.
Thank you. We are the People's Social Forum, and the spirit of this gathering has been one of sharing, of learning, of listening. And I'm curious to hear your reflections on what this gathering has meant for you and how you see us maybe moving forward now that we've met, now that we've shared bread together. What do you see for us in our journey?
And for this weekend, it was, I'm going to be honest, it was kind of disappointing in the first day because they had the Canadian government officials, the elected council speaking. And this is why we didn't start this. We started for the grassroots people, the people that are actually connected to the land, for the people that are actually out there defending the land, and the people that are getting criminalized for protecting the land. And the Band Council is an arm of the Canadian government, so therefore they should not have spoke here. But with a little bit of communication amongst our people, we quickly corrected that, and we spearheaded it back to grassroots people, and which is probably stronger because now they're talking about getting it worldwide. So the more that it's worldwide for the grassroots people, then the more balance can go forward into healing the earth, which is necessary because there's a lot of dangers coming with the world so unbalanced as it is today.
We live in a world that is unbalanced in many ways. You know, we live in a world where as children we are taught that authority means power, that power is concise, you know, is concentrated in wealth, is concentrated in those who wield the right to determine for others. And so to unlearn those things, to imagine a world where every being, every sentient being has a right to share in the land, has a right to have access to the essentials of life, water, food. It's a process, it's a journey that we all undertake. So how do we invite perhaps to this vision of an expansive movement of movements, a vision of co-creation, a vision of coexistence, a vision of sharing and learning?
Well, one of the first things you're talking about unity and living together in harmony in the earth. One of the first things I would do is take fracking and how they say it's safe to drink. So we take that to the government and say, here now, you drink this water. Or with the tar sands, then we'll take the fish that's been affected by it. Because, well, you eat this then, you know, and they'll show them that what they're creating and what they're doing is unbalanced, and there cannot be a unity and that harmonization for everybody to live on the earth until that corporate greed is gone, you know. And then so that's one of the ways that we can do. But the people that are already connected to the earth and everything, I think they should join hands and have a firmer grip on one another, you know, in outer respect.
I was speaking with a beautiful young woman yesterday, and we were talking about our own identities and how we find our footing in this world, you know, and part of finding who we are and how we see the world, because that also affects how we walk upon the world, what we do and how we see others. It's part of recognizing our connection to the land, our connection to Mother Nature, our connection to other beings, you know, that this tree, that a river, that a lake is sacred, you know. And so I think that's a little, that takes being invited into having that kind of connection, and when you talk about undoing some of the aberrations, like this idea of fracking, that the water can be polluted and somehow magically we think we can restore it, but we can't.
No, we can't.
Once a river is gone, and you can't bring it back. So I like that you bring us back to our responsibility, and I say responsibility as an ability to respond. I don't have to force anyone to do anything, simply to show up, to be present in this moment. What did you feel was something that maybe you take back from this People's Social Forum? Because in essence, that was the spirit of this gathering, was to bring us together, to unite us, to help us see each other, and walk with each other.
Well, in a way, the People's Social Forum is what you were talking about, that invitation to reconnect again into the earth, right? And work together. Like a lot of times with like Haudenosaunee and our issues, if we correct our issues, then therefore, like when you drop a stone in the water and how the ripples will go forward. So if we take our issues and we fix that, then we drop that stone so it can ripple and have that calming effect amongst all the other people around us, right? And so the invitation to reconnect to the Mother Earth is part of what the goal and understanding of why this was started, so that we don't have to become confrontational between our disagreements of the land, to where we could come to a better understanding. We're working through friendship and allyship instead of trying to force one another to do one thing. Like in the 2 row where it says that each vessel shall not steer the other vessel, right? So that means that these people over here have their own way of live, so they shall go down to the river of life on their own steam, and our vessel shall do the same. And we shall not, force our ways onto each other, or we shall not try and steer those the vessels. And this part of the People's Social Forum is in between that steering ship. We could work together better, to a better understanding, so everybody can enjoy life better.
I love the idea of learning from the 2 row, the wampum, right? Because this idea that there's always a duality in life, right? There's darkness and light. There's and neither one is good or bad. It's that that there are both parts of the same whole, and so just like there is female and male, and we have duality, but within that duality there's a complexity of our relationships, of how we see the world, how people who have been raised in a Western oriented way of seeing the world can also be invited to see an original people's way of seeing the world, and original peoples can listen with empathy, and receive, the sharing, right, of the mutual knowledge that we each bring to each other's lives. I think that's beautiful. I've been asking everyone about, if this beautiful social forum that we envision could bring us together and create this co-creation, this co-imagination of how we can walk together and create a journey that brings us to a coexistence, and we were to have a symbol for it. What would that symbol be? If that symbol were an animal, if that symbol were a tree, what would that symbol be for you?
For me, that's a difficult one, but right now it would either be probably the Earth Mother, because she was the first one, like the earth is the strength of the woman. Gano. And I think that would have to be the earth, because that's who we're all part of, and that's like when we start a fire, a sacred fire, that fire represents the heart, and when we keep it going, that is like us, that's like her always giving her love and warmth to us, that's why that fire is sacred, right? And I would use probably the Earth Mother, and it's a woman, and the women are the strongest species. to the male, right?
Beautiful. I would like to conclude our conversation with maybe a blessing for our journey as we move forward. Thank you all for watching, and for more information please visit latinwaysmedia.com. We will be posting this video and many others from the Social Forum, and this is an invitation, and an invitation is open to all who have a good heart, who want to come and participate with a good heart.
And a good mind.
And a good mind.
Scott Nigulio. All right, yeah.